for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
There is another movie coming out that is The Nun 2.
We never even got to see the Nun
We
1.
didn't get to see the first Nun, but this is something we keep forgetting that we do have Netflix again.
We got Netflix? We do have
Had
that?
it for months.
Oh, shit.
And this
Why
is
haven't
where
we been using that?
This is why we will go back at some point, hopefully soon, and watch The Pope's Exorcist.
Okay.
That's where I told you we could watch that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they will have this. It's hard to tell what they've got on there. It really is. We'll have to.
I would like a whole viewing party. Just like you, BB, me, maybe Elijah in the corner. And that's, all of us together.
I don't think BB does spooky movies. I don't think she does. No, no. Free choice.
Yes.
Free will. Anyhow, this demon nun is supposedly called Valak. Okay, well, I'm glad that kid is able to pronounce that.
It was all over. It's part of the Conjuring.
Yeah, that's what it says. It's the latest installment in the Conjuring universe. We didn't get to watch Annabelle either. We couldn't find it.
No.
That you didn't have to pay for it.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know. We'll have to look here after a while.
I hope it is, since this shit's going to come out, and I think that goes into Annabelle.
And it said that
along with other movies.
That this one about Valak is the sequel to the 2018 movie that sees Sister Irene come face to face once more with the evil force.
Okay.
And it was spooky.
So
I will tell you something. I really like was it the Conjuring movies? Those about the Warrens?
Movies. Yeah.
Those were really good movies. They were entertaining. There was not all this idiocy that is so prevalent in today's movies.
When do you think the next one's going to come out?
I would say probably in a couple of months.
Okay.
Or they wouldn't have already be talking about this. And it says, but ghostly nuns and monks have a habit of haunting places in the UK. I didn't do that. The writer did that.
I
thought that was pretty funny. And
that's good.
It was bad. It was a dad joke, but it's okay.
It's a dad joke, but it's a good dad joke.
And this is
that's always welcome.
This is from the Daily Star and is by Nadine Linge and was updated on August the 30th of 2023. And so she has given us an account of several other hauntings in the area, and because it's the shires and the different things, I tell you something, Appalachian English, what we call English, is totally different than what they have over in the UK.
Yeah, that's a
we
different
know
type
that
of
American American English is totally different, and then Appalachian English is different from everything else.
And then you get up in Kentucky, and they got the whole different.
Every little area has its nuances, which is wondrous. I like those things.
I mean, they more hick than us.
Anyhow, we've got one, and I will go ahead and read the titles that she's given them because they're weird. It's more dad jokes. This first one is called Sister of No Mercy. Because
Sister of No Mercy.
It says, Sister Barbara ran the abbey in Marham, Norfolk. I can say Norfolk. During medieval times, but was in league with highwaymen who robbed wealthy travelers just before nuns arrived to nurse them back to health. And the grateful patients would then make generous donations, which were then shared between the nuns and the robbers. And when her scheme was discovered, Sister Barbara was walled up in the nunnery and left to die. But her specter is still seen in Marham.
Shit.
Yeah. And then the next one says, be paranoid. And haunted by the notorious black monks in Missenden, this medieval monastery in Buckinghamshire was investigated by Ozzy Osbourne's son Jack for a show last year. And the 14th century monks are said to have ditched their religious vows in favor of crime while they used tunnels on the property to get up to no good with nearby nuns. So you got all kinds of mess going on right there.
Yeah.
And legend says that a monk was caught in a compromising position with one of the sisters and took his own life. Make up your own jokes on some of these things, because I don't do the risque stuff well, especially not with a kid around. Monkey business, monk / UI.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you they were dad jokes. When work began on a new water ride in Thorpe Park in Surrey.
Thorpe.
What?
Thorpe.
Is that Thorpe? That's how you say it, ain't it?
Thorpe. I just found it funny.
Okay.
I found that funny.
In Surrey, a headless monk was spotted. Objects moved from where they were left, and sudden cold periods swept in. A paranormal detection company ran tests and claimed a burial ground had been disturbed. A storm surge ride was moved to another side of the park away from the area known as Monk's Walk, an old footpath that has been linked to ruins of nearby Chertsey Abbey to Thorpe Church since the year 666. For real. Yeah, I think I would have moved. I think I would have moved that whole park. I don't think that needs to be right there.
Yeah.
At all. And then the other one is Monastery. I didn't write these. I can honestly say I didn't write these. The George and Pilgrims is a grade 1 listed building, because with Arial font, you don't know what it is, if it's an L, an 1, an I, we don't know. Listed building dating back to the 15th century, and is thought to be the oldest pub in the southwest of England. The ghost of a monk and his lover have been spotted on the corridors of Glastonbury, Somerset, mourning their inability to consummate their relationship.
Wow.
Yeah. They was frustrated.
Yeah.
They was frustrated. So it's like, I think some of these people would take vows while they were young and in a moment, and then as they got older, they're like, this didn't work according to plan. And then you have things that, none too clever. Whitby Abbey in North Yorkshire is known for its links to Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it's also home to the ghost of a doomed nun, Constance de Beverley, who fell in love with a handsome knight and broke her vows of chastity. It is said that she was buried alive inside the walls of the church as a punishment, and visitors say they still hear her ghoulish cries to this day. I'm refraining from making comments. I'm just going to read the ghost stories. Prior knowledge, all kinds of Catholic humor on this. Often shrouded in mist, Lindisfarne off Northumberland, I think that's right, I think I got it, is also known as Holy Island, with a priory dating back to the 7th century. Its most famous resident was St. Cuthbert, and locals say on a full moon, his figure can be seen drifting through the ruins. How cool would that be?
That would be really cool.
And the spirits of cowled monks have also been seen there, as well as the phantom of an unexplained white dog. Just such an amazing history there. I'd say that there's probably no square foot that you could set over there that something isn't haunted.
No.
And then we have Abbott's Tale. And when Spanish goalie Manuel Alamunia had played for Arsenal, he reckoned his home in Abbott's Langley Herts was haunted by the spirit of a monk. And club boss Arsene, I think that's right.
I don't know.
Sorry, allergies. Winger even gave him permission to go home at lunchtime so his wife Anna wasn't alone. Well, that was a likely excuse, wasn't it?
Right.
Alumnia said, quote, once my wife saw this monk-like figure with a candle in his hand at the end of our bed. I didn't see him, but I was shit scared, end quote.
Shit scared? You mean scared shitless?
Oh, I think it
Or
was.
did you shit yourself? You're so scared.
We
Do
say
you need
things,
some wet wipes?
we say things a little different. In this area, it's not shit scared, it's scared shit less. So...
Yeah. It's like, what? Never heard that before.
An unhappy ending. Yvette Fielding from TV show Most Haunted called 30 East Drive in Pontefract the most haunted and terrifying place she's investigated. It's said to be home to a violent poltergeist, a cloaked figure dubbed the Black Monk that terrorized former residents, the Pritchard family. It's still reported to throw knives at visitors and move furniture today. He needs a little anger management there. And it says paranormal investigators linked the haunting to a murderous 16th century monk killed nearby. Well, you can't. Why is he still throwing knives at people? What is his problem? He needs to be something done with that.
Yeah, something major.
And then we've got, I was looking to say, this one is called Oh Brother.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
And it says, Broyley Rectory in Essex is said to lie on the site of a Benedictine monastery built in 1362. One of the monks conducted a relationship
What?
with a nun from a nearby convent. But after the affair was discovered, the monk was executed and the nun bricked up alive in the convent walls.
That's messed up.
Visitors have reported hearing footsteps in empty rooms, lights in unoccupied parts of the building, locking and unlocking doors, and ringing bells. And then the last one is Friar Stuck. Becoming the British monarch's London residence from 1837, Buckingham Palace was built on lands that were once in the hands of a monastery. A ghostly monk wearing a brown cowl and chains, said to have died in a punishment cell, has been seen on the palace's back terrace.
Oh my God.
I don't understand some of these tales here. There's lots of things that I don't understand.
There's a lot to this.
There is just a vast amount to this, such as one of the key components to the Christian faith is supposed to be forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was also, as far as marriage is a sacred thing, and if you don't allow that, then stuff happens and people get their ghosts, and
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused on that, but it's not my belief system, and I'm not going to go off on a tangent. I promise not to. Don't you go off on a tangent either tonight.
I'm just sitting here.
But I find it very... I would hate to think that somebody's spirit couldn't rest over a wrong that was done to them. I would like to believe that is more a sort of a trauma memory, that it's not the actual spirit, that it's just a replaying of the event.
Yeah, it's just a recording, basically.
Yeah.
Like a stone recording.
Right, because what would be the point of somebody having to be stuck in that moment of hell? You know?
I mean, that's a lot of energy to be absorbed in stone.
It is. It is. It really is. It's like that movie that we watched. I can't remember the name of it.
But it was a recording of what was being played. That's what's
absolutely it was.
That's what the haunting was.
Yeah, and I do believe that. I do believe that everything from the ground itself, and there is scripture that backs it up, that cries out for justice for those that have been murdered.
Yeah.
And so wood and stone and different things like that, I think they absorb energies.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people that can pick up on those frequencies and others that can't. So, yeah. But lots of nun and monk jokes on that one.
Running around.
Final thoughts on this one.
They're just hovering.
You're just hovering.
They just hover.
Oh, they just hovering. I thought it's like, old women on toilet seats, they hover. So
I wasn't going to go there.
it was there. You left me an opening, and I just
They
couldn't.
just hover. Period.
The hover. Anyhow, that's something that haunts
Have you watched
me.
how they walk? They just hover.
That haunts me, especially if I have to go in there afterwards, and then then there is.
Oh, okay. If you like this video,
Wait, if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, haunted nuns, and or monks, you can send us a email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. The email address is in the description box, as will the link to the article, and you can have yourself a collection of bad nun puns.
if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Know that you're loved.
Yes.
Yeah. And Lord willing, what? He's getting ready to go off on a tangent.
Continue.
Know that you are very loved. If you pee on the seat, please wipe for the next person. And
Bitch, I got a bottle of Pine Sol today. I can clean it up. That's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
that compels you.
Yes, the power of Pine Sol compels you.
Oh, there we go. On that one, we will end. Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.